All right. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the pre-market show. Hope everyone's having an amazing morning. Hope you had a great day off yesterday. Hope you had a great Wednesday as well. And welcome to the pre-market show. Good morning, Norm. How you doing today?
Hey, good morning, Carlos. I'm great. Yourself?
Doing
Hope
good.
you had a
Doing
nice
good.
Thanksgiving with your son and the rest of your family.
I sure did, man. Thank you. Hope you did as well. I know you're traveling. Are you still out of the office? Out of your office?
Yeah. I'm working from San Francisco today, so it's a nice little break. I'm in a cottage right outside of San Francisco, a little town called San Carlos. It's beautiful
Nice.
out. Smells like fireplaces in the air. Just chilling.
Oh man, I'm so jealous. That's beautiful, beautiful. So yeah, guys, sorry we're starting up a little bit late. My daughter went from I want to have cereal to I want to have pancakes, and that takes a little bit longer, honey. So, but we got it done. We got it accomplished.
Yeah.
All right, guys, let's get to it. So, here's the watches we had yesterday. Actually, I fine-tuned this a little bit more. I think some of these I just added towards that. Like JD was not really on here, but well, the great thing about Wednesday was that we thought it was going to be a really slow day, and it was obviously quite the opposite. And let's start over with DE. So DE here on the 5 minute. We'll go through this pretty quick. Why is my 1 minute not loading? Let's try this again. All right, so here is okay. So here we go. So here's the 5. It's funny. I cannot get the 1 to load on DE. Okay, here we go. So here's the 1 minute again. So DE guy was very active, tons of volume in the morning, in the pre-market on Wednesday morning. You can see here we had this indecision candle, which we see quite a bit. Then eventually the buyers took control and it popped up pretty nice. The one thing with DE, the volume was very light after those first two candles, and also it was very, very choppy, the price action. The 1 minute looks very clean. You could have played it off the one. Once it became above this VWAP, you can't clearly seen higher highs, higher lows, and the nice beautiful pop here. Comes back down towards the VWAP and then does a beautiful run up towards the highs of the day. So that was nice. And the 5 again, not as clean, but you can clearly see how strong this thing was, going away from 168 all the way to 172. But again, a really wow stock to be trading on. Next was AMD, guys. So AMD, again, just continues to be choppy in that first hour or so. You can see the pure chops is up and down, not really any formation happening. It does break down a little bit here, but again, nothing significant. Again, no patterns, guys. So you never want to trade anything that does not have a pattern. Again, this thing here didn't show any patterns on this morning here. It had a great pre-market activity. Pre-market activity was looking great. It had some volume. I think it was like almost 500,000. But at the open, just really crapped out. Didn't really do anything. Here is Roku. So Roku again was also very nice, guys, towards the short side. And we do have shares for short on Roku, which is nice. Pre-market activity was not all that great, but the daily was beautiful. And actually, for the daily, we wanted to see more of a pop, but we actually got a rejection here. So a nice, beautiful pop at the open towards his highs. You got a beautiful engulfing crack on the 5 minute, which is nice. You don't want to take these too much on the 1 minute. The 1 minute could be very choppy and a lot of fake outs on the 1 minute. But the 5, clearly nice little engulfing pattern. Beautiful entry here on these pullback for a short. Hits the low of the day on this same 5 minute candle. You do get a nasty wick here. This is nasty because it does come and test your entry here, depending on where you were, or maybe your stop. And if you took profits out here already, this would probably would have got you out of break even, right? If that's one of the rules that you follow. A lot of our traders do that. Once they take a partial, they stop out the rest at break even. But a beautiful pullback here, straight back down. You can see it continues to just head lower towards these moving average. So again, Roku was very nice at the open as well. That was definitely on fire, guys. A beautiful engulfing crack. You do get a drop here past the low of the day, and this level we had here 59 59. Andrew took an amazing trade on this when we watched it all the way down towards this 49.75 level. I actually thought it was going to get lower. I had a 49.30 level. The way this was trading here, it looked like it was going to be very weak, but somehow, some way, found a nice support here. Bounced back nicely above the moving averages here, above the VWAP, retested this level of resistance and took off nicely towards the high of the day. So again, so it's just a beautiful pop, beautiful reversal towards the VWAP and then some on Dell. So again, traded very nice. Look at the 1 minute, very clean. And when we say by clean, you can see the patterns forming, right? You can see the drop here. You can see on the engulfing pattern how it goes below the VWAP, and then you get the huge drop once it cannot come back above the VWAP. Loses the low of the day, another pullback, and then beautiful drops towards the bottom until it found somewhat of support. BTI, just nasty, guys. This one, I didn't watch closely because this is one that We know it's a foreign stock, doesn't trade very well. I know Peter was watching this one, hopefully for a movement, but I didn't really pay attention to this one here. Baba again had a great pre-market activity, but the open for me, Peter expressed this as well Wednesday morning. Baba is just difficult to trade. I have the same issue with Baba as well. It's a great stock sometimes. Here you can tell it did settle down nicely and it just took off. I mean, this thing just ran up nicely, pulled back to the moving average, and then took off. But again, it's just very, very difficult to trade sometimes. So that was Baba. VEVV was not on our watch list on the top of the top because again, didn't have the volume. But look at this drop here. You know, someone mentioned it in the channel as I tuned into it, and then from there it just kept selling off nicely all the way from 167 down to the 148 area. So again, just a beautiful drop on here. Did not take a trade on this, guys, but you can see had a nice pullback in some areas to get into. But again, just a beautiful drop here. Then JD didn't do much. I had this because Baba was active, just in case this one got active. And then UAA was very nice, guys. Beautiful open range. 1 minute. If you were trading this one, you got a pullback. Also here as well for a nice little pop. From here, then it got really choppy. Kind of just going sideways, holding it around the moving averages, the VWAP. Eventually, it lost it. Got toppy, could not head higher, lost the VWAP, and then look at this beautiful drop all the way down back to this 1867 level, which was the high of the pre-market at that time. So UAA also traded very nicely. Once it did this beautiful pop towards the top, got a little choppy on the 5. You could also tell how choppy it gets here, and then eventually a beautiful drop all the way down back towards the level of the pre-market that we had. So that is what we had Wednesday. Again, busy Wednesday. For a day right before the holiday. Did not expect we were going to get that type of action. But again, we did get a nice little playlist. And there was other stuff as well that was not on my list that also moved very well based off our scanners on a Wednesday morning. All right, so today looks like it's a lot slower than it was Wednesday. And obviously today's a half a day. We're done at 1 p.m. But before we get to these gappers list, NASDAQ active, and whatever you guys have, Norm, anything on the SPY, or I know today's a half a day, so it shouldn't be much happening, but anything that could be aware of?
Well, I'll put $100 bill on the table that it's not as active as Wednesday. I wasn't trading Wednesday.
Yep.
So it's nice to catch up on that. Thank you. Nope, SPY is essentially flat, low volume. It's down just over 0.1% for the morning so far, like I said. Fernando, that's probably the fan in my laptop, the sound. There's no significant earnings today. 3 companies are reporting. They're all pretty small. Nothing reported yesterday, obviously. So overall, pretty quiet day.
All right, excellent. Yeah, that fan is working overtime, but when you talk, you can't hear it, so it sounds actually pretty good.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get to it, guys. Gappers list today. We have CLVS on here, and this one volume 243,000 at the moment. Let's get our daily chart going here, and let's also get our 5 minutes so we can see what some of the action is this morning. So 243 pre-market activity starting to get going. Not bad for the type of day it's going to be. Again, I expect it to be a slow day. I think a lot of us do. But CLVS has been on fire, guys, going from $3, hitting 5, 6, 9, stalling a little bit over here from 9, going all the way to 11, and now we got 12.80, 83. So this thing has been on a tear and ripping through several levels of support and that prior support that are now resistance, just kind of ripping through them. So again, this thing has been on fire. I don't recall what the news was here when it had gapped up and held. But this thing is really doing a number here. So it's up 3.8 this morning with some decent volume. Not the best pre-market activity, mainly because most of the volume is sitting on this 121,000 share candle here, right? So we have that volume more spread out. This could cause a lot more interesting flow here. So again, worth watching this morning. The flow on this one is 50 million shares float, so it's good. The short interest on this is 53. Now, Norm, you know a lot about this. 53 now with this type of move. Do we expect that's going to be a lot lower? Probably some people got probably squeezed the heck out of their position in this this move up.
That's exactly what that is on the daily. That's a longer term. We talk about short squeezes in terms of something happening on the excuse me, I'm choking.
Yep.
We talk about short squeezes happening, within a few minutes to get a little bit of a pop. This is a longer-term squeeze that started early November. There was a positive news story that came out, and that large short interest has just caused this thing to squeeze and squeeze and squeeze.
Yeah, no, people are getting definitely shaken out of their position here if they were short. I mean, this thing has been getting killed and hammered for a very long time. So, I'm sure a lot of people
Yeah.
kept shorting it here, riding this nice moving average on the 9 and the 20 on the daily. And now you're kind of getting the crossover here. So people are probably getting squeezed out of that. So CLVS, perfect to watch this morning. Let's look at PCG. Let's see what the deal is with PCG here. So PCG, as you know, guys, this stock has been on our radar for a very, very long time, ever since the issues with the California, their alliance, just constant bad news. And somehow they just don't die. They just keep coming back. This thing went down to $3 here, and it found a way to bounce back to this previous consolidation around $8 here. So again, just now we do have some action. 849,000 shares traded on what seems to be a good pre-market activity. This stock is difficult to trade. I do have shares for short today, so we'll definitely keep an eye on it. But it's not an easy stock to trade. It's very unpredictable with the move. Some of the patterns you think are going to pan out, they do not. Again, it's just a lot of bad news in this. So as long as trying to go long, if you see a good long opportunity, is difficult because just the news is so bad that I think it holds it down from getting some good trades. But the pre-market today is looking great.
Yeah.
I do like the volume. I like the way it's gapping down and kind of trying to bounce back. So I'm not sure what's causing this drop again, other than just more bad news constantly with this stock. So
Yeah, Wednesday they had another court against them, essentially reaffirming that they could be held liable for fires that their equipment caused.
yeah, so there it is. And I agree, persistent. You cannot be too picky on a Friday like this, but we'd rather trade something good or not trade at all. But yeah, we'll definitely keep an eye on this one. All right, let's go to NASDAQ active. NASDAQ gain is ONTX. This one here, always on our watch list. Penny stock, not doing much. TVIX is, again, just continues to drop as the SPY continues to find ways to make a new high. But today they're up 1.3. So we'll see what the SPY is doing in a second. OCGN, penny stock, we'll skip this one. Same thing with FCEL, always on this list. ASLN, nothing happening here. We do have some volume though, but again, this stock, look at the daily on here. It just looks very nasty. It doesn't even look great for a low flow play today neither, like we've seen throughout the week. I think at the beginning of the week we saw a lot of short flow stocks that were trading very well with some good clean pre-market activity. SORL, this one is popping up quite a bit. 230,000 shares traded, and the percentage right now 26%. So again, it looks like it's just happening right now, guys. You're getting some orders. I mean, it started less than 5 minutes ago. So we have no sort of pattern forming here. Let's check what the flow is on this one. 7 million shares flow. So we'll throw it on here. We'll come back to it. Let's wait to see what happens if it forms any patterns. And in the meantime, know if you could find something on some news on it, we'll come back and see what's happening there. PNRL, I don't have no volume on this, so nothing being traded this morning. Pretty much blank. AMD's on this list today. It could be a good day for AMD. Pre-market activity is horrible though. The daily, I like what the daily's doing here. Just kind of consolidating. If it can hold here, we can run up again for another shot of this high, this recent high here around 42. What AMD's doing is, again, it's been tearing it up for a very, very long time, going all the way from $27 to 42. That's a big move, guys, in a matter of a month and a half. So it's taking a little break here. If this thing is going to continue to be strong, also depending how the market is going to, because the market also has been ripping it up. I expect that we're going to probably get some pullbacks, not a change in direction, but some pullbacks, a little rest for the buyers to kind of recoup here. This thing has been just massive tearing it up here. So let's see what it does here. Could be a good day to watch it. They don't have great volume right now, but I'm going to throw it on here just in case. Next we have VOD. VOD is a foreign style. You can see here it just tends to be very choppy, trash. So we'll skip this one. ASNL, same thing we looked at earlier. Again, daily chart not looking all that great, guys. Nothing exciting there. SORL, this one just started going here. We do have some volume now. It's starting to drop here, so we'll see what that forms in a few minutes. Give it a little time. KPTI. This one we traded in the past. This one actually we have looked at in the past. KPTI, 34 million shares flow. It's not a low flow. It's starting to get some volume, but it still only has 12,000 shares. So again, not a lot. The pop is more interesting than anything else. We got a 14% pop here after a nice run up towards the top side. So again, just interesting what KPTI is doing. I'm gonna throw it down here just so we can look at it later again. Because it could be interesting depending how this pre-market activity develops here. TECD, Looks choppy, no volume. IPWR, also nothing going on there, no volume, 2,900 shares traded. OBSV, also nothing happening. PHAS, nothing happening there. ORMP, nothing there. AKBA as well, nothing happening there. And ears, not much going on there neither. All right, Norm, what do you like this morning?
To go back to sleep. I got to tell you, I wake up early. My alarm is set for 4:29 in the morning, and I get up, and within 15 minutes, I'm starting to look at the market every day. But that's Central Time, and being 2 hours behind it, I got up. I can't even remember 4 o'clock or something, but it feels behind the ball. So a whole new respect to you West Coast traders that do this every day, and then actually go to a real job.
Yep, absolutely.
Carlos, I'm looking around. Somebody did mention Apple hit an all-time high on Wednesday, so I'll have my eye on that. There's not much volume, but Apple has 70,000, 71,000 shares for Apple traded so far this morning isn't too terrible. I'll have my eye on Facebook. I heard there was some news, and I can't remember what it was. I don't think it was a huge catalyst. I'll keep my eye on that. And next week, maybe we'll talk about my experience at Facebook headquarters on Wednesday, too, because that was interesting to say the least.
Yeah. Nice.
But I'm going to have, you got to remember it's Black Friday. The TVs are going to be bombarded with, shoppers out all day. I'm going to keep my eye on Walmart, Best Buy, Macy's, and Baba. Baba doesn't really fit in that group because it's a Chinese company, but the other three, I'm going to have my eye on those retailers to see if maybe there's some sort of, info. If they get a good news catalyst during the day, they're not moving right now, but who knows?
Yeah, and that's a good thing to have. And also, we got our Squawk on as well, our Squawk radio. We also have the alerts, so if anything pops up there, that could be interesting. Baba's got some movements going on here. 194 just in this one candle, which is kind of throwing off how clean the 5 is. I'm just going to move it over a little bit. Over here, can we get it over? Yeah, so yeah, this wick is throwing it off, but it looks like it has a clean pre-market activity for Baba, so definitely worth taking a look at. Again, I don't trade Baba well, but we can definitely take a look at it here. Just look at the daily on Baba, guys. I mean, look at this, how beautiful this is. This has been consolidating here, broke out nicely over this week and last week. Nice little pop on Wednesday, and today it looks like they might want to go even higher. 1 million shares traded right now. With a good pre-market activity, so Bob is definitely in play. Let's see what JD is doing. Is JD following suit? Not really. JD is not doing anything today. All right, guys, what do you guys like this morning? So we do have Baba. See some MYOV. Did we trade this before, right? We looked at it at least. So MYOV, 76,000 shares traded. It is up 3% this morning. Pre-market activity is a little choppy, a little bit all over the place, but that's okay on a day like today's. But again, this daily chart is just scary to say the least, right? What's the float on MYOV? Yeah, it's not a low float. It's 33 million shares float. What I don't like about it right now is just the pre-market is a little bit all over the place. Doesn't have quite over 100,000 in volume. Had a great day Wednesday. Did not hit my radar on Wednesday. So today could be somewhat of a continuation day. But again, you got to be careful because look how this thing dropped on the day that it hit around these levels over here. So we want to be cautious with this one. This daily chart here is not nice. It's not clean at all. But this thing seems to have some strength this morning. Just not sure how much strength it's going to have to maintain above the previous day close on a day like today. Also, where the volume is going to be a little bit lighter on a stock like this. So, also, are we at all-time high? Let me see here. MYOV. Okay. 1 second, guys. Sorry about that. My daughter decides to come in. All right. So for those that don't know, I do have an office, but with the newborn, I kind of moved my office over to the house to be around a little bit more. So you're gonna hear some background noise here and there. All right. So MYOV, guys, again, we do have some levels. I love the daily here. It's stuck within this area here. Again, if it can break out of that, could be nice. But again, I just don't know how much power this thing is going to have today. So we'll throw it on there, but not one of my favorites for us to keep this morning. Let's see. CGC. Take a look at that. What has that been up to? So CGC this morning, No volume. That's a lot of things that we're going to have today. Is not going to have great volumes. I mean, 66,000 is probably a lot for a day like today. But the daily was nice. It was nice when it dropped here and it was coming back up. And now it's just kind of getting into a situation where it's not nice anymore. It's just kind of going sideways here a little bit. Maybe this consolidation can hold and it can test this 2054 again, or this 2150-ish area. That would be nice. But again, it's just not looking all that great right now. And the pre-market activity is also not looking all that exciting. So I'm not sure about CGC. What else we have? Baba, we have on our list. Thank you, Flint. What else we have? VEEV. So this one was the one that dropped hard on. This was on a Wednesday, right? Look at this drop here, guys. This thing gapped up to 167, 164, went up to 168, and then had a huge drop all the way down here. So today's not much volume. We could get some kind of continuation today on it, but I'll wait for this one to hit our scanners. Again, this thing is going to be, back into an area of consolidation that did it before. So it might just chop around here back into its normal trading range. So, but again, just the volume, guys, is so light today. I'm not sure if anybody's looking at this one this morning. BURL this morning. This has a drop of 0.5. So again, no volume neither, guys, right now. Look at the move. The move was nice. This thing had the move that happened 2 days ago. This would have been Tuesday, right? The squeeze happened. Look how great this thing kind of played around with this level that it had here. Finally broke out. I was able to squeeze, and look at the pop. But again, the move might be done here for Burlington. But this is a retailer, right? The Burlington store. So depending, like Norm was mentioning, depending what happens today, this could be a good one to also watch with that Macy's, that Walmart, right? If they got some good news, some good sales, this could be one to add to that list for possible place. Obviously, they got some good news this week, and they did very, very nice here on this beautiful pop. All right, what else, guys? What else you guys like this morning? CGC, yeah, I agree. Persistent CGC could be a potential daily break. I agree with that. Helen, CA and F. See what we have here. So CA and F. This is a American Stock and Exchange ticker here. So I usually don't trade these. Again, not that they're not tradable. They just trade a little bit different than NASDAQ and NYSE stocks, right? So I try to avoid trading these. They could also be very choppy. In most cases. Now this one is up 50%, 1.4 million shares traded. Pre-market activity looks okay. I do see some areas of chop here. You just kind of see how robotic like it looks here. And I think that's part of trading the American exchange thing. So again, I just not one that I'm going to watch this morning. What's the float on this one also? CA and F. Oh, 1.3 million shares float. So on the lower side as well. So you want to be very cautious on this one. But again, stocks in the American exchange plus a low flow. It's just one that we're going to try to skip today. Not try. We are going to skip today. Let's see what else we have. So that's CA and F. CGC we looked at. Yeah, guys, we have. A lot of you guys are liking CGC. You know what? We'll throw it on here. You guys might be seeing something that I might not. So we'll throw it on here, guys. We'll definitely get some levels for this. I'm going to remove the ones we have here. We'll get some new levels for that. TECD. I think we looked at this one.
TechD is a cash buyout by Apollo.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Yeah. So, guys, nothing happening here. We already know how these cash buyouts turn out. If you go back to Fitbit, FIT, they had a buyout recently, a couple of weeks ago. You can see how they trade. Just go sideways. A lot of volume, tons of volume. I think it was like something like 20, 40 million shares traded just by mid-afternoon or something, but it went nowhere. So these buyouts don't usually do good. And then we'll do one more, guys, then we'll get to announcements. UAA, this one here is, again, yes, could be good for continuation. Doesn't have the volume right now, but it could do some continuation. The only thing, though, it didn't do much on a Wednesday, excuse me. Right, it did move. It gave some opportunities, but it didn't do much. Like usually continuations, you want to see a bigger move and something like that. But again, this could just go sideways for a bit here. So we'll look for that if it hits our scanners and it becomes interesting. All right, folks, let's get to our announcements here. Let's bring this up. Here we go.
All right, guys. So we've still got the new scanner contest going on. Technically, it ends, I guess the submission ends tomorrow. It goes to the end of November. There's a forum post. David will put up the link. If you go in the forum, post the parameters of your scanner, some info on it, then the community is going to vote. You can win either an iPad or an iPhone, whichever it is that you need. You can work that out with Andrew, and he will surely obliged. We'd also love to be able to add it to our hopper of scanners that we keep up in the room for everybody to watch all day. Hopefully, we can all get some decent trades off of it. Upcoming meetups tonight, you guys in Toronto, have fun. Andrew will be there. Check the forum. It's not too late to RSVP. You don't have to be a member. If you'd like to go out, have a beer on Andrew or a drink, whatever your drink of choice is, within reason. Go see Andrew, hang out tonight. I know he talked about doing some other stuff too, so it might be a long night. You guys have fun. And then on December 14th is the meetup in London. Andrew will be there as well. Also, 1 week chat room trial discount. If you are watching us on YouTube, have not tried out the room, would like to just give it a whirl for a week, you can do so at a discount. Use the promo code premarket24. Does not auto renew or turn into any other kind of membership. And if you hit the subscribe button and the notification bell, you'll be notified whenever we go live with new content. Also, right now, guys, we still have the Black Friday sale. It is Black Friday today. It's an excellent time if you've been on the fence about upgrading your membership. Biggest sale we've ever had. 40% off a one-time payment on a lifetime membership. It runs through midnight Monday night to cover Cyber Monday as well. You can use the links or up above, or you can use the promo code Black Friday 19 at checkout.
All right, perfect. All right, guys, so let's go through this list. Let's start with the top here. So we have CLVS. Again, CLVS. Okay, this is starting to put in even nicer pre-market activity now. We got some good volume going on here, so I think this will be good to watch. Has been on a tear, very extended, so I'm not sure how much more we have to go here. But again, the last couple of days we've been green. 1, 2, 3, 4 green days in a row. And again, not small greens. We're talking about some really big moves here. So this is interesting. Definitely going to keep this on our list. Let's look at some levels here. So towards the bottom, we got some very good recent levels here that have been created as we were heading towards these levels over here, right? We have the highs and lows from the last 2 trading days here, and then previous day close right in here, and then also highs from the last trading day on Wednesday right up here. So again, tons of levels towards the bottom. You really don't need to add any more here. If you want to get fancy, you can put this one on here, 1034. That's fine. The low of the day is the low of the pre-market is very close to the previous day close. That's going to be a stronger level for you to have. The previous day close is a very, very important and strong level. So we can also see how the highs and lows from the last 2 trading days have been used in the past as support and resistance. Look at this area of consolidation here, ping-ponging itself between 2 levels that we have on the highs and lows. So that you could tell people are watching these levels. So let's go over to the left and see if we can find something above this. So nice double bottom here on the daily off the level that we have now, which is the high from the last trading day, right? So above that, clearly, guys, this thing has a nice level up here at 1545. Again, I don't think we'll get there, but anything's possible. Look at the move this thing has made. Look at the volume, how we're trading definitely with some very high significant volume. We also have another level right in here at a 1419. Love this level because you have several areas testing there. You have a support right here, resistance once it drops below it, support again once it comes up right back down to test that one more time, heads to this double bottom here on the 1282, comes right back up, and again we're testing that 1419 level several times before we finally lose it and head back to that 1282. So again, that level has been tested several times on there. 1419 worth watching on our list, and we have 1545 above it. I think 1545 is a great level. I don't think we have more than that, but you know, when I look down and I see how much this thing can run, you know, I won't put anything past us here. So I'm going to put one more level here at 1731, just in case we get lucky. We have a nice little support area here, resistance, and then the drop. So 1731 could be interesting for us on CLVS. So definitely one that's very active, 319 up 3.1. Some good clean levels here on this daily chart for CLVS. PCG is not one of my favorites. Look, it's trying to bounce back here, drop down all the way to low. It looks like $6, 5.99. So we'll mark that down. And then we have a bounce here. It looks like it might be trying to get above the previous day close and go red to green. Not sure. It might find resistance here. But again, the pre-market activity is looking very bullish right now after this drop. You can see the nice ABCD patterns kind of getting up there, looking like it wants to probably test that 755, which is your previous day close. So above that, we do have a moving average and also a daily level as well, around $8. I'm going to mark that down. Here's your moving average on the daily. Here's your resistance level. This day broke out of it, but you can see it comes back down and closes around that $8 mark as well for that day. Above that, the most recent level we have is this one here, 877, which is interesting. You have resistance here and also the possible support on this drop down. Again, it's an area, so not right to the penny, but pretty close to that area of support that became resistance and can now be resistance again if we can break out of this $8 mark. So we'll see. Again, if this was not PCG, I wouldn't be as cautious, but the pre-market activity looks very great. The volume is great, but this is PCG with a lot of negative news. So just be aware of that. Be aware that if you see a possibility for a long position, make sure it's a solid long position. No maybes on these. Be very solid for the position you take, especially if you're going to go long on this. Now, here's AMD. So AMD is just kind of very choppy right now. Not one of my favorites at the moment, but I'm going to do some levels in case it hits our scanners. Towards the bottom, we do have an area of support here, 38.21. I'm going to mark that down. And then towards the top, we have another one here at 40.73. That's all I'm going to do for AMD. Not going to go crazy on it. I will look for it to break out of this high from the last trading day, or break down from this low here of the 2 trading days ago. It will be a good play to possibly test 38.21 and to test 40.73 towards the top side. So that could take some time. Maybe wait for an hour or so for it to settle in, because we know AMD can be choppy at the morning. If it stays within that range, most likely it's just going to chop around till next week. So, and we can come back and see if we can find opportunity then. KPTI, the pre-market activity continues to be horrible, so I'm just going to remove it, guys. Has a nice, beautiful pop of 8%. Could be active if it gets going at the open. But right now it's just not looking all that great. We'll mark some levels just in case. 1965, we have a low of our pre-market and previous day close on here in that area. We can mark 1737, which is the most recent high of this move on KPTI. Let's just go to the left, see if we find something above these levels over here. Okay, so we do have an area here. Look at that, 1965 has been resistance a couple of times on this daily, so that's nice. We have another level right over here, 2035. I think that's all I'm going to add on KPTI. But I'm going to remove this one, guys. It doesn't have the volume. Pre-market's not looking all that great at the moment. We do have some levels. If it hits our scanners, we can be ready to go. Apple, although it has no volume or not as much volume, it looks interesting on the daily. We've seen so many times where Nvidia did this a couple of days ago, where they kind of coil up towards this level of resistance, and then you have a nice, beautiful breakout. I don't think that might be happening today, just because we might not have the volume to do so in the market overall, with being half a day. But Apple is worth watching. It is at all-time high, so you really don't have to mark any more levels towards the top over here. You have your previous day close, and towards the bottom, you have the highs and lows from the last 2 trading days. And then if you want to have something below that, there's a beautiful level here, 260.34, which is this moving average, and also several days dropping to that support area, and also using it as resistance on the way up here when we had this beautiful run. So that's Apple. Definitely keep this one on the list for now. Facebook doesn't have as much volume. I'm going to remove this one for now. But as far as levels, you have your highs and lows listed already in here in between your price action. So you got plenty of levels towards the bottom. A lot of great support. We want to see this hopefully head higher if it can get the momentum to do so this morning. So I'm going to remove it for now. Baba has a great pre-market activity. Oh, we're dropping now. I thought we were going to probably hold this previous day close. So we're kind of dropping here a bit. 1.2 million shares traded on Baba. So high of the pre-market this morning, 202.71. Let's mark that down. Let's head over to this side over here and see what else we have up here. So another possible level. This one is clean here, 207.27, and obviously all the way up here, nice double top at 211.07. Look at this beautiful double top on this drop here. So 2 clean levels. The 207.27 I like, because you have several areas of using it as support right on here. Resistance, support again, more resistance on that 207.27 in case you decide to go higher. Looks like today the play might be towards the bottom. We just got to see how this is going to play out. Towards the bottom, highs and lows from the last 2 trading days are the most recent levels of support and resistance. So we'll keep those on there and see how Baba plays out this morning. MYOV, again, it's starting to get the volume, guys, but this one has a very funky daily chart. Again, could be interesting if it can break out of the highs and get going. This thing is a monster, as you can see, going all the way from $6 up to 13 when it gapped up. Actually held, went up to 17, right back down, and now we're above 17 again. So Possible momentum play on this one. High of the pre-market right now, 18. Towards the bottom, you got your highs from the last two trading days. You got your previous day close in there as well. So that's good on that area. Let's go over here and see what we can find as regards to support towards the top. Another area around 1875. We can mark that down. Oops. What happened there? Did I move it? Yeah, I moved it when I clicked it. Here we go, 1873. And then slightly above that, another great level right here, clean, precise level 2005 right on the support and resistance. So NYLV, not one of my favorites this morning, but it is active and it could be interesting, guys, if we can break out of this 18 and get some kind of pattern with some good volume. But you do have to watch your shares on this one, guys, because this thing could move. The ATR for this is $1.85 for a stock that's trading at 17 bucks. Is quite a bit. And remember, this is for the last 14 days. If you only look at these days here, it's going to be a lot higher because you're in the 14 days. You're including some of these days here that didn't do much. But on these days over here, I guarantee you there's going to be probably 3 times that on the ATR. CGC. A lot of you guys like CGC. I'm not seeing much on it, but we'll do some levels just in case you guys are seeing something that I might not be. Maybe if I don't keep it, we can still have it in our scanner. So 2148, a nice area of resistance up here. We do have tons of support towards the bottom. Maybe this is what you guys like here. Tons of support towards the bottom, and it can look like it might try to break out here and head higher, test the highs again. The most recent highs are around 2148. I just don't know if on a day like today with a pre-market action like this, and also so much light volume, you might not get that done today. But we do have that area also right on here. 1975 is an area of support and resistance. You can see several days using as support. You do have where I saw resistance. I thought I saw resistance somewhere. Yeah, right in here. Not quite, but you got some resistance there. But more support than anything. So that can become resistance to. Here it is, resistance today. If it can get above 1971, 1975, 2148 would be nice because there's really nothing here really preventing it from doing that. So. All right, last one, CORL. This one's just becoming nasty now. I had a nice little pop, kind of went sideways a bit here, up 23%. Again, this is a low flow stock also. So we do our high is at 440. Let's go over here and see another level right over here at a 408. One clearly right here at 380. Do we have anything above? Yes, we do. And Norm just commented on YouTube. Yeah, we agree. We don't really focus on low flow stocks, guys. We might watch one or two, just see the price action, but we rarely would take any trades. And the stuff that we teach in the classes really doesn't apply to low flow stocks. There'll be more of a momentum play. So 481 and 523 are 2 more levels you can add on this one. And that's all I'm going to add for this one today. Again, this will be just for viewing pleasures today, not really looking to trade this one this morning. All right, guys.
Carlos.
Yep.
I just wanted to chime in. I mentioned a few retail names I'm watching just because of what day it is and the news that may come out.
Yep.
But I also have my eyes on Target. TGT, same scenario. It's got a really nice consolidation pattern on the daily right now.
Which is that one?
That one, if it gets some sort of a TGT Target.
Oh, yeah, yep.
Tango Golf. It's got that continue. I really like that consolidation on the daily. It may stay in that range. We're not going to have a ton of volume like we discussed today, but I'm going to add that to my retail list. And then Disney as well, just because of its recent action. And it's been consolidating for a couple of days here. So.
Yeah, this is nice. I definitely like Target. I think also next week, as these companies start reporting how they did, it's going to be very interesting next week to see what all these retailers do. So maybe we'll do a little retail list down here later today and also into next week just to see how they're going to react. Because, again, once those numbers start coming in over the weekend and also Black Friday, we can see hopefully some nice moves out of that. Some disappointment or some good news. So we'll see. All right, guys. So that is what we have right now. Not bad for a holiday Friday, a half-day holiday Friday. So let's just recap. We have CLVS, which is putting in a nice clean pre-market activity. Just concerning how much more do they have to go here? How much strength do they have to go on this nice little bullish run they have going? But it looks like they want to break the pre-market high now at 1301. So this is trading very, very clean. They had also, guys, we looked at it, they had a very high short interest. I'm sure a lot of people already are out of that position. This is a report every 14 days. Correct me if I'm wrong, Norm. So this might be a lot lower now.
Correct.
Might be a lot lower if anybody's closer positions out. So just be aware of that. PCG is on here trying to get red to green at the moment. Not sure again how this is going to trade. It's been very choppy on the daily. But we have seen some moves out of nowhere out of PCG, so we'll keep an eye on it. AMD is not doing much. I'm gonna just watch this one. I might replace this one with like an Apple, a Walmart, or any of the other stuff that Norm was mentioning there. So this might get replaced as we get closer to the open. Apple, not much volume, but again, it's at all-time high, and it finds a way every time it does these pullbacks to kind of get up here and kind of break out one more time. So it's been doing that quite a bit, so worth watching. Bobbitt's got tons of volume, 1.4 million shares traded. Is going green to red here, so now we're below the previous day close. Again, don't be short biased though. There could be people taking profits. We are hitting this moving average here on the 5-minute. So again, this thing can actually bounce from here and head higher. Again, it's been had a great move already. And usually what we see is when stocks have such a great move like this, there's some profit taken, right? If you're sitting here at 170 and you're now at 200, you got your 30 bucks in the money, you're going to take profits, right? But it could be an opportunity for other people that want to get in long term to jump into the stock. So just be aware of that. MYOV guy, this is one that again could be active this morning. Could be exciting to watch. We're probably gonna crack 100,000 in a few minutes here, and we're up 3.8 this morning. Daily chart is horrible. This is not clean, but it's a former runner. We can get a good scalp out of this if it presents the opportunity. CGC also not great volume, but I'm with you guys. A lot of us like this stock today, so I'm gonna put it on here and see if we can break out and have a move on this one. What about CRN? What is that doing? Not doing much. Let's take a look at MU. What is MU doing? MU is not doing much neither. MU has just been nasty. Look at this daily chart. AMD found its groove. MU is just lost in space here. Oh man, this is just horrible. All right, NVIDIA. NVIDIA also broke out as we were waiting for them. Waiting for this breakout. It did this already. Now I could just consolidate and go sideways. And SORL, no problems, man. SORL. This one is just, I don't know. Let's just be cautious with this. A low flow stock. It's got some volume, but it's just kind of did the pop. It's going sideways now. Not putting in a clean pre-market activity. Let's look at the 1 minute. Yeah, well, even the 1 minute is nasty. This could just start heading right back down. So just be aware of that. Don't have no foam on these type of stocks. They look great. This is up 22%. Some good volume. But really not a clean pre-market activity for us to look at here. You know what? On a day like today, I'm just going to remove it. I'm just going to get rid of it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have one too many. As we get closer to 9:30, I might remove one of these. All right, folks. Anything else that you guys like? Norm, anything else? I know you went over what you liked this morning.
Yeah, I like Texas over Texas Tech at 10 a.m., 9 a.m. West Coast time. That's about all I got today. I was just going to say, guys, this is a great day to not trade. Shut it down. Spend time with your family. Come back Monday, and we should have a good three weeks or so of trading. So we'll see what's out there, but be really careful not to force trades today.
Yeah, definitely do not force it, and wait for confirmation that on that 5 minutes before after the open. For something to actually set up, right? So it's just going to be one of those days you got to be extra cautious. KPTI. Yeah, KPTI is interesting on the pop. Pre-market action is not looking all that great, but it could be exciting. We have some levels on here already. I already put the levels, and in case it does hit the scanners, I'll definitely tune into it. But right now, really light on the volume, which doesn't mean much. I mean, it's a lot of stocks that have really light volume today. That could turn out okay. What is Sony? SNE? Yeah, Sony. Yeah, it doesn't trade very well. This stock is a foreign stock, obviously, and it trades horrible. So I'm not gonna watch SNE today. Yeah, Jeff, I just saw SNE popped up in a Gapper scanner. So yeah, it's a foreign stock, and I looked at this before, and it just doesn't trade well at all. Very, very choppy. CANF. Let's take a look at that. So CANF, this one is, it's an American exchange stock, and again, it just looks, I don't know, to me it just looks very choppy, although it seems to have some kind of flow here. I mean, the candlesticks just don't have a nice pattern to it. Wicks are higher than the candles of the body. It's just, I don't know, something about this I don't like, so I'm gonna skip on this one. All right, so Brian's watch list is CLVS, Baba, Roku. Let's look at what Roku's doing. We did not take a look at Roku. Roku could actually be Roku could always be interesting. It can always surprise you here. So he's got Roku on his list. Baidu as well, BIDU. Baidu also on his list, and then Peter has CLVS, Roku as his secondary, and Target. Yeah, Target is Target. Yeah, Target's starting to look. It's starting to look. It looks great on this daily chart. Not starting to look. It looks great on this daily. I agree with your Norm. Target's definitely one to keep an eye on. So I'm gonna throw it on here as well. What else? CLVS. Yep. And listening to Squat. Yep, that's good. Yeah, Brian. Is CANF a low flow stock as well, right? Yeah, we looked at that. Yeah, no, that's horrible.
We looked at that.
Yeah, we don't want to look. We don't want to look at that. All right, guys. Thank you for joining us on YouTube,
everybody.
guys. Oh, good morning, Brian. How you doing?
Good. Sounds like somebody's shaving.
I'm shaving off my beard.
No, it's my lap. No, you're not. That's nice.
Yeah,
I love it.
Sam. Yeah.
That's my that's the fan on my laptop.
Okay. Just like my old laptop. Everyone thought I was vacuuming while I was trading.
Vacuuming all day long.
Yeah.
I remember that. Yeah.
Multitask. Multitasking.
All right, guys.
All right. So CLVS is
yeah. So that is our list, guys, on YouTube. Thank you for joining us again. Trade safe today, half a day. I think we close at 1, I believe, today.
Yeah, 1 Eastern.
1 Eastern time. So again, trade safe. Do not force anything. Next week should be exciting with some of these retailers. See how they made out throughout the weekend with Black Friday. So again, don't force anything, and we'll see you guys on Monday, 8:30 Eastern time. Take care, guys.
Take care, guys. Trade safe.